It's 5:45 in the morning, and we just heard something really big moving through here. About 5:30 we heard one wood knock, and then we just heard the squirrels going nuts over here. And we haven't heard a squirrel the whole time we've been out here. It's funny. You walk through these woods all the time for like 2 days, and nothing seemed to bother you. The moment you hear a loud noise, all of a sudden you're afraid to go in there. And the funny thing is, whatever made the noise was probably there in the first place. So back in the mid-1980s, a hunter was out here for 3 or 4 days trying to get himself a mule deer. And right around dusk, he heard a loud guttural scream that lasted for at least 10 seconds. And he ended up hearing it 2 more times shortly after that. He said after 35 years of being in the woods and hunting for that long, he had never heard anything like that before. And that happened right at this location. And Highway 20 is literally just right through these tree lines. And we're not too far from Sherman Creek, which is just right down the hill here. And happened to this nice little location. Now, this is the same location that I came out about a month ago and did some call blasting and got some wood knocks. And the wood knocks were coming from that direction. I'll show you. Now my knocks that were I was getting back from my call blasting happened right up in this area. Check this out. Real big. Definitely a structure of some sort. A lot of sticks, pine needles, and looks like torn off bark. It's kind of interesting. So I'm just up the road a little ways from where we just discussed the last report, and right behind me is Highway 20. This is the highway that leads right into the Sherman Pass, heading towards Republic. Now, back in the mid-80s, a UPS driver had a sighting here, and I'm just going to read what he said here. He was driving up on his regular route early about 9 o'clock in the morning, and he saw what he described as a long-haired hippie with a backpack coming out of the tree line onto the road. He said that he slowed down after seeing this thing, and slowed down to about 20 miles per hour and slowly approached the person. When he got within eyesight of it, like direct eyesight, he realized that it wasn't a hiker at all, but an actual Bigfoot. He said it then turned immediately and ran back into the tree line. Now that happened in the mid-80s, just right here on Highway 20. Now back in 1971, an older gentleman was driving down this road heading towards Kettle Falls, and he said that he saw a large 9-foot tall brown in color Bigfoot come running down this hillside and literally jumped the road and crossed it. And that happened back in 71. So this area has a nice rich history of Bigfoots. And right down this road that I just walked down on leads right to Lake Ellen. So that's the area where we captured some interesting howls and have had a lot of reports from. So this is a nice rich area to be in.
Look at that. Those are broken and placed here. Ooh, they're rotten. They've been here for a while. Interesting for sure.
One thing that's one report that came from a gentleman. Him and a friend were driving this road late one night, coming back from Marcus, and they were just taking this as kind of a shortcut back to Colville. And they were driving about 11:30 p.m. and they were coming up this road here, and they said it was just pitch black, and they saw a silhouette run across the road. By the time their headlights caught up with whatever it was crossing the road, all they said is they saw these long, hairy legs running into the tree line. That's all they said they saw. And it freaked them out so much that they actually rolled up their windows, locked their doors, and hit the gas and got out of here. And they were pretty shook up about it because they described it as kind of a really tall silhouette of something running across the road. And they said the legs were pretty good size and just covered in hair. That's all they saw after their headlights hit it. And that happened right here on Pinkston Creek Road. And that happened about 3 years ago during, I think it was August. I think it was the August month.
It was so cool.
I did not even get